Hey everyone, it's Ava. As you can see, I'm not in the mood for the makeup, the wig, none of that stuff. Just got back from work and took a quick shower, and I wanted to make this video. This is a life update video for those who been wondering where I've been. But yeah, for those who are new, I started my YouTube channel in 2018, and I've always been a YouTube watcher. I watch YouTube more than I watch TV. I don't even watch TV, to be honest. I may watch like a documentary here and there on certain streaming platforms, but TV, other than like local news, maybe like CNN and whatnot, I don't watch TV. Everything is YouTube. But yeah, I started my YouTube channel in 2018, doing like reactions here and there, and I enjoyed it at first, but I was recording 5 up to like 10 reaction videos a day, and I did that for a couple months and I was completely burnt out, you guys. I'm never doing that again. I enjoy reactions, but 5 to 10 reactions, sometimes I did 14 reactions in one day. That's crazy, you guys. It was too much. So I took a break in 2018. I was also not working full time, so I was in between looking for work and doing YouTube. So I took a break, went back job hunting, make sure I get a full-time job, steady full-time job, and yeah, that was what 2018 was about. That's why I disappeared. But 2019, I guess we can start the end of 2018. Got into a car accident. Wasn't a severe car accident, but it was enough to, go to the chiropractor. Yeah, I went to the chiropractor, and it was just, I'll say that was the beginning of a strain of certain events leading up to now. And I got in a car accident. The jerk of the police officer didn't issue anyone a ticket, so we ended up going to court with our lawyers, battling, get a settlement. But yeah, after that, every time I would like drive, it was like I was avoiding driving, because every time I would drive, it's like I would almost get into another accident every time. Not only myself, but like my aunt, just people like around my family. Everyone kept saying like, just, drive carefully. Next thing I hear is certain people dying from car accidents in my family, and I'm just like, I'm so thankful from, it wasn't a severe car accident. Oh God, I'm trying not to cry. But yeah, just certain weird events, and I became afraid to drive, you guys. It was really, really strange. But yeah, I went back to school for esthetician. I got my esthetician license. I've always been big into skincare. And got my esthetician license. I got certified in dermaplaning. A whole bunch of other certificates I got. And I'm just out there trying to find a job at a spa, at a major hotel, or a little local community spa. And that was like a couple months until I actually got a job because of my friend, a good friend of mine, Renee. If you're watching this, hey Renee, thanks to you, love you, babe. And she moved, and so her spa had an opening, and such a sweet girl. She spoke to her boss and telling her about me. I was like, yeah, she's amazing, she's great. Tell my clients, everyone, she's gonna take care of them good. I'm like, okay. Fresh out of school, esthetician school, beauty school, and I already got like clientele and everything set up for this job. And this is when COVID is picking up. I wouldn't say it was picking up in the US, but it was picking up. And as soon as I got hired for the job, everything shut down. The whole world basically shut down. And I'm like, oh, months and months of looking for this job, and it's like, oh, okay. So that was another setback. But that was fine. I didn't know how long it was going to be shut down. No one knew how long the shutdown was for, and I definitely didn't think that when everything was lifted, the restrictions, that my job would never reopen. I had no clue that was happening. So, yeah. Fast forward, well, let me jump back. During January, I've always been like an avid news watcher. I like to watch the news, but not only the news in the US, but also international news. I always want to know what's going on around the world. And I would watch like certain news outlets speaking on, the Rona. And me taking precaution, I went out and I got masks for everybody in my house, and for my mom, my aunts, my brother, my cousin, my dad. I got everybody a face mask, and I'm getting like stocking up on stuff and stocking up on vitamins and just getting myself prepared. And everyone is like, you tripping? And I'm like, I don't think you guys like taking this as serious as you should. And there's like, it's not over here, it's not that serious. And I'm just like, whatever, I'm gonna do what I think I should be doing. I'm gonna do what I have for to do for my family. I'm just gonna do it. So I remember I saw my father. I spoke to my father. He was telling me he wasn't feeling too good, and he had a cough. He's always had bronchitis and other issues, prostate issues, colon issues. He was a sick man, but he wasn't that sick, And I remember I went to see him, and I brought a face mask for him, and I was telling him to use it. And I brought like vitamins, a whole bunch of vitamins, and just vitamin drops and just precautionary things for him, just in case he would ever get a flu and people mistake it as the Rona. So yeah. So I saw him in April, and we spoke. I told him what to take these vitamins, how many vitamins to take a day. And I remember when I was leaving, he was like, he would give me a hug, but he's not feeling too good. He has this cough. And even then I was like, you know what, whatever. I was wearing my face mask just in case, but I still gave him a hug and a kiss, and I was like, Dad, you're gonna get better. I'll see you next time. I'll see you later. And I will call him the week following and just see He was saying he was feeling better. His cough wasn't as severe as it was. And when I saw him, the last time I saw him, he didn't even cough at all. It's like, okay, he told me he has a cough, but when I was there, he wasn't coughing. But I made sure I gave him the rundown on all of the vitamins to take, natural vitamins. And 3 weeks after I had last seen him, I get a call from his wife telling me about my father not being able to breathe, and he's heaving, and they want to bring him to the hospital. And I'm just like, I'm instantly like, I'm in shock. And I'm like, no. If you bring him, no one will be able to see him. At that time, they just cut off all visitation. Once they're in, that's it. And I was saying, no, tell him to calm down. Tell him to give him some water. Because at the time, they were giving him some tea. Like, if you don't know, like, Haitians are really big on tea. They think tea can cure anything. You just give him some tea. And I'm just like, he needs some water. It sounds like he's dehydrated. From what they were telling me, it sounds like he was dehydrated. And I was like, no, forget the tea. He needs some liquid. Give him liquids. And, you know, tell him to calm down. I spoke to him. He was heaving, but I was like, that, you know, just calm down. Just drink some water and relax. Just relax. And at the time, I wasn't feeling too well. And I was like, I'll see you when I'm feeling better, but you need to relax. And I don't want you going to the hospital, because if you go to the hospital, no one will be able to see you. And the wife was like, okay, we're gonna relax, make sure he's comfortable, and if we do bring him to the hospital, we'll let you know. And I was like, okay. And they called me. This was around, I don't even remember. Was it like, it wasn't the morning, it was late at night, maybe around 11. So he wasn't improving, so they ended up bringing him to the hospital, which I was against. And I was mad, but I was also like, I don't want him to die, because I'm not sure what he's going through. I don't know, like, suddenly he's heaving and he's not able to walk, they're telling me, and he can barely talk, and I'm just like, what is going on? Okay. I told them, okay, bring him to the hospital. If he can't walk, he's barely speaking, he's still heaving, just bring him to the hospital. So they bring him to the hospital, and he gets tested, and he tests positive for COVID. And yeah, okay, I'm not trying not to cry. I'm trying not to cry. Okay, so he tests positive for COVID, and they give him treatment, trying to get oxygen into his lungs, and he's on a BPAP, because I told them no ventilators, no crushing of anything, to nothing. I don't want him on a ventilator. I'm just, no. And he's on the BPAP. He's been given certain medications, certain mixtures, certain concoctions of new drugs, and just a whole list of them. And what is this? Okay. And he spent a month in the hospital. No matter how much I requested a certain medication, they wouldn't give it to him. I'm not sure if it's politics or whatnot. I don't know what goes into the whole medication, and are you allowed to ask for certain medication. If you guys don't know, I'm talking about the hydroxychloroquine. They wouldn't give it to him for some reason. No matter how much I requested it, no matter how much I told his wife to request it, they wouldn't give it to him. So yeah, he was there for about a month. When they did start accepting visitors, I didn't even know when they started accepting visitors, which is strange. I'm thinking, people are in the hospital, you think they'll actually let the families know, okay, we're accepting visitors now. No. My uncle was harassing them. My uncle, my God. My uncle he was harassing them every day, trying to see my father in the hospital. And they were like, they're not taking visitors. And he came one day, and it was like, okay, they're finally taking visitors. So he calls me, he's like, they're taking visitors now. Come to the hospital. So I get to the hospital with my uncle, and I see my father. He's in his own room, They're not allowed. They're not allowed in the room, obviously. But I see the nurses, and they're telling me about how he's doing and how he's not improving his breathing. And I'm just like, okay. And they're asking me, like, what am I going to do? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Keep trying. Do what you have to save my father's life. I saw him. I spoke to him. Told him a few words, encouraging. Just told him I loved him. And then you can't be murdered. You couldn't be there for more than, I guess, an hour. I spoke to the doctor, and he was telling me about he's not sure if he's gonna survive. And I'm like, I respect you. You're a professional. You went to school for this, but you don't have the final say. You don't know. I believe in miracles. I believe in the Most High. And you don't know. And they was asking me if they would slowly let him pass, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not his wife. I don't have the final say. But no. I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep giving your, remdesivir, a whole bunch of stuff that didn't work. And I told him I love him, and I left. I'm speaking to him through the phone that I had. I'm speaking to him through the phone. He's looking at me, and I'm like, he can't respond because he has the BPAP. But I'm telling him, we're talking. I'm like, if you understand what I'm saying, just nod your head. And he's looking at me, he's nodding his head. I'm like, ask him certain questions. And yeah, so my uncle left, and I stayed for another 30 minutes just watching him. And he's just breathing heavily. His oxygen was around, when I left, it was around 73 on the machine. But yeah, so I left. Can't be there for too long. And I called my brother. And I told my brother, okay, we have to come back tomorrow. They're accepting visitors. We gotta come back. And I got back around 3 in the afternoon, and around 6 o'clock I got a call saying that he passed. And after the doctor told me, okay, your father passed, I don't even remember what else he was saying on the phone. I just was just blank, and I'm looking at my mom, and I just hung up. I didn't know what to do. I was just like, just hung up and trying to process what's going on. I mean, I just saw him 3 hours earlier, and you know, you're looking at him, and I never had anyone like close to me pass, like really close to me. This is my first time experiencing this, and yeah, it was the day before my birthday, and I've never been someone who celebrated birthdays. I never cared for that stuff. I mean, give me a gift and that's about it. Say happy birthday and I'm good. But it's different now. And I was in denial. Like I didn't cry. I know I was in straight denial. It wasn't until the week before his funeral that I actually, like, it's starting to hit me. We went to the wake and I'm looking at him and I'm just like, even in the casket, I'm just like, what is my father doing in here? Just get up. What is he doing? And I remember at the funeral when they're about to leave with his body, and I'm just like, that's when all the tears just came out. I'm very good at like keeping my emotions in, not really speaking about how I feel, and I just kept crying even after the funeral. I just came back home and I'm just crying, and my mom is just like, you know, okay, just let it out, but don't become depressed. Like, yes, mourn, but don't become sick yourself. It's healthy to mourn, but when it gets to a certain point, it's not healthy. You need to just be careful. If I can say, if it makes sense, just be careful how you mourn. And yeah, and then after that, not even a month later, my cousin died, and I seen her, I spoke to her, like, right after my father died. She was like my aunt, and it's just a lot. It's been a lot, you guys. Oh my God. And it's just a lot. This year has been a year that I'm sure we all will not forget. And for those who've lost family, loved ones, friends to COVID, just know that you're not alone, and things will get better. And to not lose faith. If you do believe in a higher power, and to appreciate the moments you do have with your family, your friends. Just appreciate people more and be more patient with each other. Show more compassion and love and forgiveness. Whatever petty issues you have with people, just get over it and just, appreciate life more. So, yeah, that's my update for those who've been wondering where I've been and what I've been going through. Yeah. But I also want to address my plans for this channel and what I want to do moving forward with this channel. I want to be more of, I want to give people hope and inspiration with my channel, and I want them to be able to come here and relax and just whatever it is that's worrying you and troubling you, I want you to be able to come here and relax and get a nice, what's the word? I want you to be able to just sleep good at night. And you're like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about ASMR. This channel will become my ASMR channel, and I will be making another separate channel for more reactions. I'm going back to reactions and doing more vlogs and reviews and commentary. So look out for that. And I want to say thank you for those who've been waiting it out for me and just stuck there from day one. I appreciate it, and I want to say thank you for your patience. It's been a minute, and believe me, just because I'm like, my brain's going everywhere, I'm not depressed or angry about what happened. I'm over that now. It's just, I want to appreciate what I have and the people in my life, and I want others to do the same. And say thank you for giving me the time, and I promise I will not make YouTube into a therapy session. But I do want to actually get professional help. I want to see a therapist. There's a lot of issues that needs to be worked out, but I promise I'm not going to use YouTube as my therapist. But yeah, I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time.